unity and empathy has no place among the human race in this transition. When we live in love and harmony and show respect with unity, only love can set us free to fight injustice wherever it be. Just said the hungry must be fed, but man can't live by only bread. We have the future in our hands. Let's take the track to the promised land. Jamaica, Ethiopia, America, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, from the middle of the graveyard to the center of the sea. Our ancestors, are you and me, we are the great ones. From the beginning of time, we have the heart, the soul, the body, and the mind. Calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling. United we stand, divided we fall. All for one and one for all. Some never know themselves until them back against the wall. Jamaica, Haiti, Nyankopong a call, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong. Praises to the great ones, praises of our nation. Yeah, oh yes, I say, united we stand, divided we fall. All for one and one for all. Some will never know themselves until they're back against the wall. Nigeria and Nigeria, the Asians wanna call. Calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, calling, Nyankopong, aya, hoya, hoya. Living demons calling. Oh, on now hear me, the mic did kind of mute. Everyone hear me right now?
Yes, sir. Grand Rising.
Grand rising. Yeah,
Grand Rising.
everything is everything. Any interaction before we start the interaction? Anything anybody want to say? No, it's already Friday.
Yeah, what was that Zoom link?
Oh, that's
Mr. Zoom link today.
That's the Sunday link. Sorry, I sent it out early, but the date wasn't on it. I corrected it. I'm going to resend it, but the link stands for Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. So I get some
concern from the rest of the high chiefs, and it was said, listen, Friday evening at the latest, if we get them thing out so people can share and we can have reasoning and invite because we are the cornerstone. A lot of people are inquiring about us, and it's what we want. So remember, we teach ambassadorship, and there's a piece of food in it for everybody too. If someone should say to you, "Hey, brother Jackson, I see that you've been moving sovereign from the other day, and I admire it, and I want to be a part of it. I want to get my documents." Brother Jackson say, "All right, then, you're in my jurisdiction. Do the necessary paperwork, explain to you and then we will make you move on to the next process." I'm going to show you some things tonight as far as how the process is done to liberate your brothers and sisters as ambassadors, the cost factor, the percentage that is given to the ambassador as far as you supplying the paperwork to the office, and of course the interaction of the estate where that you have liberated, because the documents, as we said before, it is just the introduction. That is not the full process. The full process is when they have their trust line up and their business start to reflect the name that's on the birth paper. Agree? We're going to get into some of those things tonight, but I found this piece of material, and I think it was very informative, which most of us know that the infiltration of our lineage is something to be concerned about. But a lot of us are just saying that we're getting a fight. We don't know where the fight coming from. You were told that you have AKA capturers, slave masters, but who was actually the slave masters? Who actually was the one paying for you to be our ancestors that were captured to be whipped and mistreated? Who was the perpetrator behind it? We will see pictorial contribution where two lions is mad at each other fighting, and then you see a bullseye come up with somebody behind a telescope with a figure on the trigger. Any one of the lions will be picked off. That is the depiction that I see with our people, where we're busy fighting each other, cussing each other, killing each other. But who is actually benefiting from all of that atrocity? So I think that tonight I would just throw a few liners as to where some of the problem really lies from a political and racial point of view. So this is the Jewish explosion 10-30 times. And it is showing where some of the mishap that we're going through can be traced to a certain lineage and a certain um, erosion of the story of the Dead Scroll, because the Dead Scroll is where they got the Bible from, and the Bible was something that was telling a story of our ancestral life testimonies. And when you're dead, they would have put it underneath your head, and that is why it was called the Dead Scroll. Now, when King James from the Caucasoid part of the lineage sent out the 80 scholars to raid the tombs of many of the pyramids that is scattered throughout planet Earth. With our ancestors' lineage, these 80 scrolls was taken and then compromised to put forward a Bible. And the Bible contains truth and lies because it is written in something that we call parables. Without any further ado, let us give an eyeball look at this and see if we can grasp anything from this storyline.
This is a list of 1,030 kingdoms, city-states, and cities from which Jews have been expelled between 1200 BC in Egypt and 2014 in San Juan La Laguana, Guatemala. Rabbis have recently warned Elon Musk that his remarks about Jews propagating white hate is the type of anti-Semitism that leads to massacres. They must be thinking of Gaza. Why don't the rabbis urge Jews to change their behavior instead of blaming the fact that the world hates them for their depraved conduct, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors? Why are Jews the only people on the face of the earth who never do anything wrong? Why do they always blame their indefensible behavior on everyone else? It's like an Irishman who gets kicked out of 109 pubs in Dublin. Is it the publicans conspiring against one man, or is his behavior consistently intolerable? You figure it out, because 109 is the usual number popularly quoted for Jewish expulsions. It's in fact much worse. It's 1,030 and probably more. This begs the question, why? The full detailed explanation is too long for a short video. In summary, it has to do with the Jewish supremacist predatory nature and chauvinism of Jews to circle their wagons to form insular inbred communities in their host kingdoms, city-states, and countries when nations and empires arose. Jews have traditionally practiced sacrifice, both human and animal. If you think that's in the past, you'd better brush up on the third temple they desperately want to build on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. The purpose is to recommence sacrifices for atonement and return of their Messiah. Jews engage in predator usury. They practice sharp business practices forgiven by their Kol Nidri prayer, which is actually a declaration of personal atonement. Jews recite it, which gives them absolution for all their transgressions. Swindles and crimes committed against non-Jews or Gentiles and Goyim, as they like to call them. The Talmud refers to Gentiles as no better than soulless animals that deserve no consideration. If you're alarmed by that, look it up. The Talmud is the rabbis interpreting the mind of God. Jewish law. It's replete with long tracts of venom and odium for Gentiles or non-Jews. It teaches Jewish supremacy, which has morphed into Zionism, which is political Talmud without the religious baggage. In short, Jews used, abused, corrupted, and influenced peddled everywhere they went. Shakespeare's play The Merchant of Venice depicts the odious Jew as the character of Shylock. He's become a trope for Jewish money lending. America is the latest society to be corrupted by Jewish influences, finance, culture, and values. Abortion is a Jewish value. It's why they defend it so vociferously. America now has a Zionist-occupied government where less than 2% of the American population, which are Jewish, occupy 85% of senior cabinet and secretary positions in government. It has nothing to do with aptitude or intelligence, and everything to do with nepotism and Jews looking out for other Jews to dominate communities, commerce, academia, and entertainment. When this is pointed out to Jews, they deny, and invoke charges of anti-Semitism and the Holocaust to neutralize Jewish critics who point out the obvious. The standard Jewish comeback is that it's all a coincidence, and correlation does not mean causation. Even if you point out that the Ivy League schools largely have Jewish presidents, chancellors, or principals, and therefore the majority of admissions are Jewish, they deny it. It's gaslighting. All in your anti-Semitic imagination, despite the facts. It's the ire of communities that eventually have enough of predatory Jewish nature and kick them out. Every major Jewish holiday is about killing and the slaughter of non-Jews. They celebrate death, whereas Christians and even Muslims celebrate life. And herein is the number one reason why Jews have been expelled over and over for over 2,000 years. The relentless slaughter of civilians in Gaza is Jewish natural behavior. Vengeance is a Jewish trait. The Talmud is full of it. This time, the world will tire of the Jewish menace and seek a permanent solution to the Jewish problem in a world that is now inexorably linked by instant communications, world trade, and reserve currencies. The Jews need to be very careful about the conduct of their brethren, as history tells us it doesn't go well for Jews when they engage in unrestrained hubris in their host nations, including the stolen state of Palestine, which they've renamed as Israel since 1948. It's time for Jews to reflect. If not, they have to kill the rest of the human race or learn to live civilly and cooperatively with Gentiles, because as less than 1% of the world's population, their chance of survival is not good if they continue to behave like the synagogue of Satan, as Jesus Christ named them.
We shall have eat. We shall have be. What was hidden from the wise and the prudent shall be revealed unto the babes and the suckling. We stand in the footstep of our ancestors, and our ancestors stand spiritually side by side with us, 10,000 on the left and 10,000 on the right. We play these things to remind us that we are fighting a psychological war, a physical war, a spiritual war, and a mental war. Because we know that a lot of things that we've been discovering for ourselves, it is not through the lineage of the people who say they care about us, but we find these inspiration through our ancestors, and our ancestors are guiding us. And they're guiding us to the victory that we are inheriting of. All right. Any take on that? Anybody have any input on that? Anybody believe that that scenario have a base, or what do you feel
I
about
feel.
that? Go ahead.
Let me pull up something and refresh everybody brain real quick.
Yes,
This
sir.
just recently happened. You forgot about maybe almost 2 months now. They ran into the synagogue in New York on Eastern Parkway because they was hearing Jews underneath the floors, and people was wondering how we hearing Jews but we don't have a basement. They
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
find out that they were actually walking underneath and actually doing human sacrifices, because they found little babies' clothes down there, and the bed was loaded with blood. But nobody ain't talking about that.
Yes.
Also,
Mhm.
I've heard all this before,
Go ahead.
but also, as far as them being a small percentage of the population, but a major percentage of the government and the legislature, and so there are a lot of them that are in legislation. I mean, in the government, but they have dual citizenship between the United States and Israel,
Yes.
and I think that's a conflict of
Mm-hmm.
interest. That's definitely a conflict of interest because they
But what I
you
go
can't
ahead.
serve
Go
two
ahead.
masters.
Either like this.
What I want to ask is, if these are not Jews, who are they? Can anybody tell me?
Whatever Kagazara or something like that. Can't remember the
Ashkenazi,
proper
Yeah,
pronunciation.
Ashkenazi,
but I want a more. Yeah, they're what?
Ashkenazi,
Ashka, Ashka,
Nazi.
not
Ashkenazi,
is. So
Ashkenazi.
it is the Germans who are down there calling themselves Jews. These are the Hitler SSS people who are
Hold
actually
on,
there.
I keep you just spark
Yes,
something in my brain, when you say that, When you say are the Germans and the Nazis. From what I
yes, sir.
understand with Hitler,
Yeah.
Hitler and the Jews, it was a plan, because you know, say mother was Jewish, and it was a plan between them for do what them do, so them could have get down at Israel left from the king. This
Yeah,
whole
but
thing was planned for him kill off a certain set of people and
by who? No,
so-called
but
Holocaust, and them forget. It's a
all
whole
right.
plan.
You see, every time you jump into a Ford vehicle, you're supporting the Nazis. Henry Ford was a Nazi, you know. Henry Ford He supply all the tanker. It was Ford company that make all of the tankers and he carry them for Adolf Hitler, you know.
Yeah, man, you're right about that.
So when you say Ashkenazis, people like to tell you that it's Germany alone that these Ashkenazis are, but that's a lie. They're from the Caucasus Mountain, and they were called Ashkenazis because of the location in Germany. Now, even NASA, that we are proud to wear their T-shirt, those are German names, you know. You know the word kindergarten is a German word. Kindergarten is a German word, you know. We, when World War was over, as what they said, the people who they were fighting become the owners, you know. The Germans, they own NASA. The Germans own Walt Disney. And that is where the illusion come in, because Walt Disney, a part of the Hollywood scenario, is straight witchcraft and masonry. So that's why you find Congress and all these places over here now who are pretending to be so-called liberators. They're not liberators, they're occupiers. This is our land. Get that straight. So when we talk about the Ashkenazis, who are the synagogue of Satan, because these are when we why do you think they call them synagogue of Satan? They think it's a religious quote why they call them that? That is not the reason why they're synagogue of Satan. As we said before, mankind was created by the God, the creators, a kind of a man, walk like man, talk like man, dress like man, but it's a mankind, right? So our concept as far as the Ashkenazis, they are our offspring, but they were cast aside and left in caves. Even today, we have villages inside of our cable land that when they get an albino child, they carry it and leave it at a certain place. They don't want nothing to do with it because the community know how they got that child, and that child was brought under the auspices of breaking Mother Nature laws and rules. There are certain rules that Mother Nature put forth, and if you break it, there's consequence to it. A lot of us do not take these consequences serious, what our ancestors did. We do not deal with um, inbreeding as what you see the royal family do. But the royal family have a lot of handicapped children in homes that they don't show you, you know. You know, so the queen have get kids where a retarded picnic.
Yeah, I
I
Yes,
would
think
say
it's
sir.
because
I
of
would
the
say they are.
interbreeding.
Them in both
I
family
would
are
say that
shaggy each
they're
other. So
so-called royal,
One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. I will
so-called
give
royal.
so-called royal. We all know that they are a bunch of Germans, you know, acting like
I
they.
was saying them have them own family are shaggy each other.
Of course, but this is the kind of uncivilized habit. Remember, our ancestors taught them how to bathe, you know.
They say that's the way they keep the royal blood pure. Bullcrap.
No, no, no. That's nastiness. But because of so-called wealth, nastiness has become a patronage that they can celebrate and say, "Oh, we don't sleep with anyone else unless it's our uncle or brother." That sounds same to you. And these are the people
Craziness.
who are. So the laws of nature is broken, and it brings forth people that our ancestors, and this is just my philosophy that I read about, and I try to put the pieces together. But my understanding is when a child was born in a certain way, the community would shun them. If you notice, Yellow Man, I seen him bust in a music, in could really get acceptance, you know. What we call them? Dundus. And a lot of people didn't understand how a dundus or albino came about. They figure more or less say, yeah, man, that's a same bond. No. You do something at a certain time and it causes a certain reaction, and that is consist where just like our child supposed to, they say 9 months is supposed to take, and in coming a 6 month premature, there's something wine come premature or the baby come premature. So that was part of the chemistry that we were working with as our ancestors. And it's a long story, it have to be taught, but even
Question.
before, yeah, go ahead.
With you saying that, but that is kind of reflected in nature though, because I see like on occasion you might see a tiger
Mm,
or even an alligator that's
mhm,
as white as them can be. Poor thing.
mm,
Sorry for you. So
mhm.
explain that part.
All right. There, a woman ovulates how many times for the month? Sex is not just sex, people. Sex is spiritual chemistry, and if it's just like a fruit, if you pick it too young, it has a there's an action. So just like when you said the white albino lion and alligator, it's the said chemistry with mankind inside the lab of creating life. It has a certain genealogy about it where you have to be precise about it. If you notice, when you get pregnant, they constantly watch over the pregnancy because the pregnancy have stages. If it starts certain time, there's certain reaction that can come out of it. We're not saying that nature don't have a certain surprises, but nature can be calculated down to a T when it comes on to chemistry. And we have to pay attention to that. And our whole thing was, we were saying it from long time that if Mother Earth is going through her cycle and the sun penetrate her and impregnate her at that time, there's a lot of repercussion that comes with it. But we don't see these repercussions. We just take it for granted. But it is the cycle of life. There is a time to everything that we do. We have to agree on that. The sun rises at a certain time. Yes. The rivers, they come down. Everything through Mother Nature is a chemistry. And our ancestors were top chemists when it comes on to studying Mother Earth, because everything on the earth, it is in us. Everything that we're seeing with our eyes is inside of our temple. What is to know where inside of our temple these things are put forward.
Rascalite.
And yes, my lord.
Isn't it right that the genes tumble every four generations? You have a tumbling gene. Is that not right?
When you say a tumbling genes, what do
You,
you
you
mean?
ever hear about that? Yeah.
Mm, I
That's what
I
we were taught. That
well, I know that.
every four generations
Okay, okay.
the genes naturally tumble. So
Well,
you can get a throwback or dundus.
I wouldn't buy that. I think every 7 years we have a regenerated motion, whether it be solar, whether it be physical, or whether it be spiritual. We have that momentum. And all it does is rejuvenate and bring us back to a more closer remembrance of who we are. If you notice, we're in the Aquarius time, where Aquarius is all about currency. It's about water. That's why nothing now that was hidden from us shall remain hidden. We are going to know. Crystal want to fly pitch for the picnic. Maybe take a look at it. And they said, don't you take your son and make fly pitch for it. Come usually love pick over me yeah, like some play like zombie. Oh yo, Mr. Done. Anyway, That's the whole connection of the 7 year span. We can look more into it, brother Danny, but that's a 7 year span. Any more question? I'm
Um,
running through. Go
uh,
ahead.
uh, as far as what I guess it was Danny who mentioned the
Mhm.
throwback thing, it works. I think in reverse with them too, because I don't know if you've seen this video, but it was on YouTube for a number of years. But you have in Europe, you have these. It might have been no, it was in South Africa. South Africa, you have these this couple, this Caucasian couple, right?
Mhm.
And they had a daughter, and the daughter she came out, looking like a mixed child. She had curly hair, her skin, she had like a deep tan, right?
Yes.
And the husband, I think he was starting to look at his wife all cockeyed because he's, you know. But anyways, what they supposedly did a DNA test and a fee pitney.
We have no dispute denying the root of where the sperm comes from, but it's when the sperm enter the woman to germinate the eggs at what time? Where was that egg? Was it in a period of ovulating, or was it coming down through a uterus to be destroyed? If a woman is menstruating and a man enters her, scientifically, it shows that it disrupts the germinating of the egg in the full capacity, because where the egg is when it's supposed to be germinated, a whole different place from when a woman's cycle is starting to happen. So they say that that's in one step. Why you will have the bundus, or the we call it the albino looking brother. But it is something that I am willing to find time for us to discuss. Not this evening. This evening we're too far. There's a few other things on the table. This has come to my desk. I'm just running through some things, and then we get into the process of how to process our brothers and sisters through the document. All right, but this was something that also caught my eye that I think we can pay attention to. It's talking about public school, especially in the United States here, where the 31st of May, they have tried this already and it don't really come true, but you never can stop trying. People are waking up and people are trying to find a way to get a reaction from the action that the corporation has done. I know we're on the right track, because without us coming out of their jurisdiction, we don't have a say. We have passed that and studied that and have our documents in our hand, where when we present our documents, we're presenting them because we know that we're going to be challenged, but we have worked out a philosophy and a way when the challenge comes, how to actually deal with it. So this is something that they're trying to assimilate for May the 31st, 2024, as far as taking up some of these elites and hold them accountable. We don't know if it's going to be possible, but we can always pay attention to everything and react to the thing that is possible.
This is Apollo. Now, this message is going to be for either, like this is Apollo. Now, this message is going to be for every parent out there. I'm going to ask you to pull your children from all the public schools. You must keep your children home with you, safe with the mother and father. On May 31st, we're going to attempt the very first of its kind worldwide strike until they're all arrested. And that's how this ends, people, with their arrests. Now, this will work as long as it has the support. And that's where you all have to come in. All of you. For the very first time, We must be united. And another thing, I need all of you to begin to reach out to the foreigners. We need them aboard as well. And we need to rally to our brothers and sisters who are protesting, which you all know how I feel about protesting rallies and convoys, that they do not work. You must know that the government is laughing at us. Laughing. They're laughing at each defeat. So it's time for you to have a victory. All of you. It's time for you to end this. This is an easy victory, ladies and gentlemen. It's totally easy. Now, you've all suffered defeat after defeat after defeat. Even me. Well, it's time for us to end this. And it's time for us to actually win this. Now, many of you are, TikTok and this and this and this. So this is how we're going to do this. First, we have to come to an agreement, all of us, of what are our reasons for doing this. For some of you, it's taxes. For some of you, it's genocide. For some of you, it's crimes against humanity. Let's come together, because those are all good reasons, aren't they? All of them. Let's finally come together and end this peacefully and legally. There's nothing they can do. Now, you know that they're going to do forced lockdowns. Let's shut it down until they're arrested. Nothing will move. Nothing will, you know what I mean? Like I said, you didn't have to block any roads. You just have to shut everything down. You know what I mean? You cut their authority over you. Once the police and once the military realizes that the people are going to do it, that the people are dead serious, then they'll take you seriously. Then they'll begin to rethink. But right now, you've done nothing but rally, protest, and convoy, which does absolutely nothing. When you wave their flag, that's their flag, by the way. You're letting them know that you stand under them. I've been trying to tell you that from day one. That needs to end. They have no authority. None. What they've done, created this fake federal government with fake people. They're all actors. All of them. It's fake. It's time to end this for our children's future, for your future, for you to live. Because if not, and they proceed, they initialize their digital money and ID, and then what are you going to do? You won't be able to buy or sell anything. You won't be able to survive in the system. And you will die, forcibly. They'll come grab you from your home, bring you to a FEMA camp, and off you there. This is no joke. So help me, my fellow Canadians. Help me, my fellow human beings, and let's end this nightmare together. We can do this if we communicate, we cooperate, and we work together. It's time to end this. All of it. The corruption, the murders, the wars, the homeless, the hunger, all of it is caused by the federal government, by these elites. So it's time to end it for our children with a worldwide strike, May the 31st, 2024.
Anybody see the message in the with the messenger? No, it's we don't believe in doomsday, and I don't think he's preaching doomsday. I think what he's telling us is that we are to be aware that change is here. Change is here. And it's not just our people as in complexion, is facing it. This injustice is spreading like wildfire. It's spreading like wildfire because everybody is on the brink that we're about to go to war. And you have people talking about drafting. This is why our ID comes in very serious. This is how we go up to stand if them knock on the door and say, yo, I'm come for you, you know. And I say, come for what? Me not your documents them. I have my thing. At least we can stall them because if they can't ship us out for wrong document, the right document we are dealing with. And that's why our notification if we go up on board now, same time officer Nibble come and say, we are carrying go draft you. And you tell them because in time of war, nationals are very much superior. We're the 5-star generals. Yes, when you have your documents, you are a 5-star general. Anything happen, they want to move you first because you're not a citizen, you're not a product like the rest of goat. The rest of sheep, them are run up and down. You're a goat now. So you stand out. You know, goats stand out among sheep, on and everything ready for buck and rare. Yeah, you're a goat now, greatest of them all. Greatest of all time. We broke the seal and the corporation, we have established that the corporation as a dead entity and notarization control them. Anything at all them a do to you, so long as we can sit down and pen and paper it, them have to pen and paper we back. No we don't go on phone and tell about, you know who I am. No, we don't do that. We don't use our breath to talk to a dead entity. That's like blowing from the computer and the pan. Talk to me, the computer. Talk now. No, that's the machine. So that in itself is a May the 31st. And we are on a countdown, whether we like it or not. We don't know if it's today or tomorrow, but we are being prepared when it comes on to um, what they want to do to us. All right. All right. Any question? No. All right. Let's get into some information as far as I know. Brothers and sisters been asking about when we're going to use our trust and get money and those things. I have two little things I'm going to play, and then I get into the last part. I think Crystal she called me since evening to get information, and that I wanted to elaborate on that a bit, Crystal, as far as our pricing and what the requirements are, and how do you finish up your documentation with the government. So I'm going to do a small synopsis of that, and then
Repeat, Rascalites. Is me talking to?
yeah,
What's
I was saying that we're talking about ambassadorial ship tonight. So I wanted to show from an ambassador point of view what the hands-on approach look like. All right. So I'm going to
um
those three materials that I have sent to you earlier. I will be going a bit just to show what it is.
okay.
Because I think anybody away from anybody here have ever signed up anyone as far as letting them get their document?
I'm currently in the
No?
process of doing it, but so these I have at least four people talking to, so it will be my first.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
It's a very easy process, but the only difficult part you will have is the brother or sister that you're liberating because as I said to them on several occasions, the time process sometimes it's short and sometimes it's longer. So when I just started as an ambassador, I was like sometimes I would say frustrated with the process, but then I get to realize that it's not about frustration. It's about getting all the information correct as to your name, your title, your mom name. Every information on the LLC has to correspond with the travelers and the driving permit. The traveler's permit and their universal ID. So let me see if I can
I
go
am
into.
thinking, and this is a work in progress, but I'm thinking to develop something on a website that it's everything is automated. And just as when you fill out stuff and if it's not correct, it don't let you move on. That is
Yeah,
what I'm working on in the back end to do because it's more private and have the payment automated and everything and it's more seamless. But
okay.
I don't see that happening till probably 3 months, 4 months from now. But right now, I get the form, I send it to them, and I guess you have to just review it that everything is what is on the documents that just photocopied and sent to you.
Yes, yes. As I said, we are not per se all perfect, and I don't want to use that word too lightly.
Work in progress.
Yes, I think it's I've worked with um lesser presentation because I've been through some other people, and trust me, it is very, very, very much different than how we're doing it, you know. But for ambassadorial work, when you're doing the liberation of our people, we already tell you about what it takes to get another brother or sister process, copy of birth paper, copy of valid driver's license for those doing traveler's permit, your current address, your occupation, your height, your weight, your eye color, your fingerprint, which is the right thumb in red ink, signifying the blood that is running through your veins, and your autograph in the red ink, showing that you're a living man or woman, a passport size picture without you smiling. You need to look very firm to represent your estate. You don't want when you're traveling through the airport, them see this pretty nice white teeth. I say, hey, I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, you have to give them that look because this is your estate you're claiming. We have to be bold about it. Anything that attached to your estate as far as the corporation, TRN, NI number, social security number, all of these things must be on form because your straw man is in full effect and you're trying to become the beneficiary of your estate and pluck out the straw them one by one and discharge them to get money. General native documents include global identification, your traveler's document, your native record, a flag. You hear what the man say a while ago when you know demonstrate and go out the road with Jamaica flag and US flag. That does telling the agent say, so one hour boy the man, pick him up. Yeah. Pick off Crystal with the USA flag, cause she don't know. Pick off Danny with the British flag. So you get a Nyankopong flag, where this flag is your jurisdiction ground. You can find a ground and juke it in there and turn up like a madman or a madwoman and say, you know, yes, so me a deal with it, because I don't think I need to tell anyone to act boisterous, but we're in a modern world, so most things around us is mad. Just don't get crazy. But you can be as full as possible in your circle. So your shipping is included in it, and the $200 for your general ideas and ambassador. This is something that if you tonight is our class, Pinelli, and if you said Raskadites, you know more sign up some people. Kareem called me and said, yo, Ras, say this brother West, see me I get through with all them tax exemption. Yeah, yeah man, him say I'm ready for him thing, man. Boom. Send on the thing to you. You sign up, you start make your little list. I have gone over 100 liberation already since I start. 100 brothers and sisters that I personally from right here have liberated. Well, them estate, yeah, that's $100 billion. Me look on it. Whole heap of rights we have right there. So
How
you
long
will.
have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for the last 4 years. When I just started out, I was hesitant because you have people that tell us, boy, this can't happen and this not gonna happen. But I had to learn. I had to learn, and I'm still learning because when I just started, at first, yes, you're enticed to get a commission, but then when you look at the amount of work we have to put in it, that the commission then really inspire me. What inspire me is to know that every time I go to the post office and I am shipping off documents and I ship it off, I wait to hear what the other brother or sister is waiting on and then get it and then say Rascadet and then they start to use that document. Most of my gratefulness come from brothers and sisters who I have encouraged to come on the journey. They came on the journey and now they might get little comfortable in their journey. And they will call me and say, Ras G, say so and so and so and so. And we just become a family. We just become a family where materially I me have to tell them more times, say, yo, no, my good man, you know, have to do that good because it's not a money thing. But when you liberate brothers and sisters and carry them go a well with the water there, them both time them a come them pick up all 3 bucket and bring come and say, hey Ras, see a bucket of water here, me not even want it, but them a say, Ras, are you sure me sure the well there? So me pull 2 bucket and me just feel like you forget back a bucket. And that is
I,
the joy that go ahead.
and your wealth increase. I mean, wealth is not just in monetarily. You
That is how we all
network people, and
yes.
making a
We all
difference in people'
yes,
life.
yes. Buying shop. One hour we got some bomb and put in a trust and something come through. And just because Crystal did tell us, say, put this here and put this and it happen. You gotta look for Crystal and say, Crystal, here you are. Boom bang. We plant seeds. We plant seeds and seeds become tree and tree bear fruits. And when fruits bear, all fruits ripe, everybody can get one. So that is one of my biggest thing. And I wanted to prove that we had alternative because even from my family, it's an uphill battle. They don't believe in what uh they don't believe in my vision, should I say. Because they must say, Lord God, you just make you can't follow emperor and this emperor, this emperor that. But um, the thing about it is you follow your instinct. And when me look around me, the emperor the only one me say, would I do what me would I do? Would I love for God they go do what me see the emperor do? Because it does it challenge the status quo. I was watching the emperor this morning get up out time bed, go to the court, get the broom them with the rusty bubble they usually walk around and sell. And then go sweep out. This brother, yeah, him is a psychological G.
Yeah, man, we did watch it.
Him a
Yep.
one wizard. Him a
Empire the
one
player.
wizard.
And him no stop every day is the same thing.
Yeah, and he's consistent. He is consistent even if you don't, even if sometime him pissed you off and you say, say enough to talk about that. But it's not the messenger you must go for, a message you must go for. So that me deal with the emperor. The emperor have some crucial message because when me see him go down there and him sweep off a thing and then him sprinkling rum and then him do certain things and what he used to do it is very traditional. Our kind of bubble broom. You remember a bubble them when you run, me see man run where man them fan yard, you know, go dirty dread. Get up a sell broom every day. But that was one of our first independent stand that we took when we said we're not going to Nyam farm you. Remember the reason why the bubble had to become independent was the bubble said, nah, Nyam na hag, you know. And him never got this bag of salt thing when I put in him food. And him now do XYZ. You know? So we have the power and the emperor. When I say the emperor did what he did, yeah man. And anybody know why him burn the broom? Anybody know why him burn the broom?
They can't put it back together or put her back together, I'm supposing.
No, I
Or
want
to
to know what the
close
broom.
the deal.
Yeah, but what the broom signify? What the broom signify? Want to know watch a movie named Bewitch? Where the witch fry pan?
On a broom.
Oh, hey, a sorcery we are dealing with, people. Me no want you to look to the camera and look in a garden house and see them bag of jacket and tie. I be a warlock and wizard and I look pan, you know. Warlock and wizards, witches. That's why them a cast so much spell. That's why you see Emperor. The Emperor is a psychological genie. He's a guru, you know, man. When them Freemason they look back and see what I'm doing, you know, say them are burn up. Them are burn up, you know, cause the broom signify the witch wizardry where them are used for the people. So I tell Andrew, say Andrew, don't get involved in this, no, Andrew, cause this a big science I go on now and ritual me I do. You never hear them say sweep out. You think you can go to my granny house, go sweep for your house certain hours a night?
I always hear them talk about that and just
Yeah,
thought it was.
try to sweep out my riches. You hear to sweep out my
That
well? Yo,
listen,
yo, go ahead, go ahead. We are a serious bunch of people.
who I
When you
see
see
more blessing enough to sweep later night time.
so when the emperor get up 6 o'clock in the morning and sweep out all of the dopey them we gather up there because witches and warlock have power over spirit too, you know. You know that. You then go a graveyard and just do the emperor show theme in a light, but you have church members who dress up in certain colors and go a graveyard, go dig up skull at night time. That's why the emperor. They know so them teach the emperor holy by trick in a mason, you know. So that's why the emperor then can't they would have like to get rid of him, but if they get rid of him a go cast down more power, more trouble upon them in a spirit more than in a flesh. So them a try buckle him, but them teach him too well and him know all of the sorcery. So that's why you see him use the brook part. The woman is a witch. So him broke the broom, so the broom can't fly no more. She grounded. And when she grounded, in sprinkler with what? Spirits, the spirit of the ancestors. That's why you say Ray J and him nephew them. Jimmy. Ray J. The J is for Jimmy. Go and watch back the tape. May I reveal certain things too because when I feel like I'm weak, you know, but I'm strong, you know, man. I'm powerful, you know, man. I'm powerful on in a realms right here, so yeah, him broke the broom, him call upon the ancestral spirit, and
My
him
work,
broke the Jimmy we should have. Yeah, what you say?
my work. I say my work with the moon. The moon also
Yes, man, we must see a full moon again.
cycle.
Cycle her up. She can't go around him, man. She knows that she can't go around him because I one thing with the emperor, you know. The emperor confident in battle. And confident in battle, and we all have to be confident in battle because they cannot take away out of none of the three realms of it, you know, spiritual, mental, and physical. Cause not because you take me out of the physical form, feel like I'm gone, and I'm still there spiritually 10 times stronger. I wait for enter back into a vessel to attack you back. So the emperor set the pace there. And but we just be grateful so we have a mighty warrior like that. We look upon when we look around us and look in our crowd for the perfect one where I take on the corporation and one general we see. And a couple of years. Well now the general here within battalion. I take them on. Wicked. Them look like joke to him, you know. At first they were laughing at him. Now we are laugh off of them because them can't hit we back with nothing. Them try jail, now work. Intimidation, now work. Try to tell us that we're not gonna make no money unless we get 9 to 5, now go work. Everything them say. And we give praises to our ancestors because our ancestors are guide we in the Gideon. Yeah. Couldn't be no one else. All right. I'll explain for you to liberate your brothers and sisters. To liberate any one of the brothers and sisters are $640. 30% go towards your office as an ambassador who have taken on to the tribulation of relieving your brothers and sisters. So you get 30%. If you want to have your affiliation up more, your name as a dignitary, as a diplomat, is $2 extra. So if somebody want to come on as a priest, our high chief position is very unique when I really want to fight everyone. But if you want to become a part of the government as to a priest, you want to become a chief, you know, these appellation put you into different position. When officer Nibble take out your thing and him say, yo, Nyankopong chief, him start doing him pants him and say, wait, you belong to. Because this thing is really, really magnificent. We just come out of the United Nations this week with Mama G. So we think they're on file right now. Some people have to go walk and look and stop playing. Now we tell you already your global native documents. If you book up on a police, a teacher, or a doctor, or a nurse, you can give them a discount. Or you can give them the full package. But the discount is $50 off all of the above. And you know, you get the flag, they get their traveler's document, they get the native record and their flags. So everything for that would come down to about 450 for the nurse, the police, the teacher, and the doctor. And minors, we encourage people to get your. Don't make nobody tell us your offspring have to wait till them are 18 for getting an ID. Go with them bull crap there. If somebody, if a little minor, you don't trust the corporation and you want your little one to have a decent, because when you register minors, it carry a lot of benefit. The injection can work on your offspring. Certain things, there's a certain rules and regulation that I sent with my son to school, and I'm sending it back this after this summer. It is how I want my noble to be treated. There are certain things where there's a rate sheet goes with my son as to if you make his estate get any irritation, and exemption from all of your governmental status where you want him get juke up and you want him get ball dig out, all them thing there. We don't comply with corporation treating our offspring like goats. Yeah, we take care of our offspring. So your minor is part of your estate, bigger part of your estate too. 220 to look about that minor. And the senior packages 500 and part packages 350. Your senior is your grandmother, your uncle, and your any one of them who play their part. Once you're given birth in the corporation, you become a product. So we want all of that productivity to be on the Nyankopong. Argument done. You get a form with your application, your instruction, and you pull out that form, and that form will ask for your the date, telephone number, the nationality of the corporation that you were registered under, your email address for your tribe. You can select whether Ashanti, Nyabingi, Bobo Shanti, Abantu. These are all our tribes that you can select from. I would recommend that you when you're searching for your tribe, as far as pulling this out, you consult with your high chief, because a tribe can come from your birth month. A tribe can come from your jurisdiction as to where your ancestors was living. A tribe can come through your bloodline also, and you need to know which one of them. You get a travel avoid. It asks for your MRN or your DON, your full name, your location, your occupation, whether you're a male or female child, travel valid tax if you want to get that, your eye color, your height, everything that's on the information form is actually on this form that we're going to be asking for as an ambassador. Last week, I explained to you our ambassadorship starts with greatness. For you to be an ambassador, that's a great thing because you're a direct liberator. As a high chief, I work myself up the rank. I work myself up the rank where after being a liberator, I noticed that liberating brothers and sisters was all good, but then creating the liberation for prosperity was even better. So after I liberate them, I start to see that I didn't just want them to have an ID. I wanted their estate to have substance. So we move towards getting certain knowledge intact when it comes on to our brothers and sisters, and give them their DOT, give them their trust, give them their LLC, give them their notification. The same process that we're doing now. I was instrumental in pushing myself, because what we must understand also as sovereign, when you accept sovereignty, you accept survival. That means you come out of the mind frame and say, Lord, if me not work 1 9 to 5 job, me I go dead for hungry, the bills not go pay you. Take your mindset out of that. Because you have, as I said, with each estate, when you show brothers and sisters how to liberate themselves, the only thing you're going to get is gratitude. And each one of us here, even though we may have been ignorant towards the love of our one another, of our brothers and sisters, we, as you see, try to make that clear that it's not about the profit as in monetary gain. It's about the liberation as to the mental upbringing and how we look at things, and each of us to actually be stronger, because we accept that the injustice is across the board. And one of the main ingredients as an ambassador is to remember where we are all coming from. To remember how, I wouldn't say ignorant, but we were all ignorant, because we were all living in the pretext that, yeah man, get up, go work, send them go to school, pay tax, buy them nasty junk food. We were comfortable with the Kentucky, comfortable with the Popeyes and the Burger King and the McDonald's, until we wake up and find out that this is actually not who we are. So we use that said diplomacy with every one of our brothers and sisters that we liberate. We may get upset because we are human, but we first remember and reflect where we are coming from, where I started, and then we start to share the love, because we realize that these brothers and sisters, they were afraid just like how we were afraid. They didn't have any resources like how we didn't have any resources, but we teach. And as Crystal said, when she's wealthy and the rest of us wealthy, we're all good. When I'm wealthy and the rest of you hungry, me have to look over my shoulder and say, I wish one of them I go, wish one of them I go put me out, Father God. We don't want that. We want each one of our brothers and sisters to be independent. in the fullness of it, where you're running your estate and we understand it. I think I'm watching some more things, and I think what is it? I'm trying to find it where this brother is telling us that the corporation is all about notification. If you don't notify the corporation, anything can reach you. Anything can reach you. So I don't know. I'm trying to find it here. Any questions, brothers and sisters?
I totally agree with that one. Totally agree with that one. That's why I'm so like impatient in getting my affidavits rewritten, and I just can't find anybody to get it done the way I need it to get done ASAP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have to work on that.
We'll have to work on that.
My brother,
Yeah, brother James.
I may know somebody who. Yes, for the brother who want to get his stuff rewritten, I put some information in the chat.
Yeah.
I know somebody who's available who can help.
Because of
brother,
the
Because of
the information,
because of
I'm
the
very much
information,
serious
very much
with that. But that's it. Give me a second, please.
Echoing.
It's probably somebody's mic open. So, brother James, the person that you said you said they have the time, they're available.
Hold on. Yeah. I talked to her today, and she said she's available to help anybody who needs help.
All right, so I need to get in touch with her as soon as possible.
Yeah, man. Let's
Sorry
get in
about
touch
that.
with her and
sorry about that.
talk about that.
All right.
Are you watching a conversation?
Yes, Raskarites. I was talking to brother James about the young lady that would help me rewrite my affidavits, so I could actually send them out as soon as possible.
Yeah. What's
As
her
I was
name?
saying, go ahead.
Her contact information.
All right, then you can, I think it's in the group, so we can move towards that information, Kareem, inside the group. All right, I have two more things I want to share before I go. Which one is this now? Hold on.
Instead of multivitamins, take sea moss. Instead of minoxidil, use batana oil. If it isn't from God, it's flawed. Instead of tap water, drink spring water. Instead of Gatorade, drink coconut water. Instead of multivitamins, take sea moss. Instead of minoxidil, use batana oil. If it isn't from God, it's flawed.
Yeah, I found that this morning because I'm making a colon cleanser for this weekend. So I was just going through some of the necessary. We again, as the male, there's a lot of remedies out there for us, but we have to just try to find them. This is another piece. You know, we're getting a lot of this is about our trust. I'm going to try to put it forward.
You're going to put some money in the trust savings account, and then you're going to ask the bank for a secured credit card, because the trust don't have no credit score. The trust don't have nothing but some money. So they're going to freeze that savings account, give you a credit card. Then you make whoever you want authorized user on that credit card, but you're supposed to start routing every single purchase through the credit card of the trust so that the trust can write all of that shit off. All right? So now the estate is not spending any money and it's not receiving any money. So now you can tax the estate. The trust is tax exempt. And then you've established yourself as a Native American who's also tax exempt.
Yeah.
You're going to give them the EIN number and you're going to give them the deed of trust and you're going to put your phone in your trust name.
Going to the
You know, instead of going and getting a bank account, you're going to go open a trust account. You're going to put some money in the trust savings account. And then you're going to ask the bank for a secured credit card because the trust don't have no credit score. The trust don't have nothing but some money. So they're going to freeze that savings account, give you a credit card. Then you make whoever you want authorized user on that credit card, but you're supposed to start routing every single purchase through the credit card of the trust so that the trust can write all of that shit off. Right? So now the estate is not spending any money and it's not receiving any money. So now you can tax the estate. The trust is tax exempt. And then you've established yourself as a Native American who's also tax exempt.
Please send that video in the group. That last video, please send it in the group.
This is something that we because remember we reach where we trust the right now with LLC, you know, and I think that's the next leg now because I think William was given an instruction by Nana or was it Kareem where you go and start up, you put $100 in the account as a starter, and then it will multiply more than that. But you have to activate this account that we have out there. I don't know if I'm making sense. You have to activate this account by putting $100 in there. Anything you put in there, that's going to be like a start or an invitation to get it started out. But I think I just put it in the chat. Go ahead.
Guys. So basically, the trust that we all have that's in our name, we should go open a credit card underneath that. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, that's what the dude was telling us. But not a bank account, you know, because it's a trust account.
No,
So it's a
he said get a
security.
secure. He said get a secure credit
Yeah.
card. I remember. I listened carefully. He said a secure credit card.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So these are small little things that we're going to use to walk us through when we are dealing with our estate. I think it's very important for us. There's so much things out there. Say Angela forward there. Grand Rising.
One thing,
Go ahead.
Rascalites. One thing, you know, every Grand Rising Angela Rose. Like every couple weeks, I might get some type of paperwork about some credit card thing.
Yeah.
So I might end up just fill out one of them.
Every day.
It's in the trust name anyway. You understand me?
Yeah.
So might as well just fill out one of them and use it within the trust.
Yes, and I think it's just we have to learn how to use this trusting. You know, we have to learn so we can apply it. It's just that we don't have the know-how, and I think that is our concern. Because I don't want to tell anybody to go out there and do things and then, you know, we don't do it the right way. We have to apply this thing to make it work. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, Abina.
Yeah. Light to Jerry Bay. She has a YouTube channel, and she teaches how to establish what she calls a legacy account. And there's a process to that, and she tells you about it in her videos. So if you type in Light to Jerry Bay and type in legacy account, you know, and she talks about that topic.
Okay. Okay. I think he put the link inside there already. We're going to get back to that. So, because that's the next stage that we're going into now. We've crossed everything, and our trust is what we need to set up where we can we can actually use our LLC. I was talking to Nana Chanel because trademark and copyright is the same thing, but trademark with a logo is very important with your name, because then it's giving an authentication where anybody, you have a million Paul out there, but mine have a certain logo over it. So that is what differentiates me from the rest.
Yeah, but you
The
could
meaning.
also use your first letter in your name and your last letter and the first letter and the last name to make a logo.
I'm doing that for brother Michael as we speak for his new thing that he has coming.
Because I thought about it, I was going to do that for myself and just make when he said about the logo, I was going to make my logo out of my first and the first letter in my first name and the last letter in my last name. Or I might just do all three first letters in all three first in all three names.
Okay, I think it's a go. All right, this is my final presentation for the evening. I think uh, let's hear how we can heal ourselves.
Food are meant for different things, and mixing them might not be a good idea. For example, fruits are meant for energy, vegetables are for grounding, and herbs are for healing. You have to know what benefit you want from your food, and you should eat accordingly. I'll give you an example. If I am up in the morning and I want some energy, I'm not going to eat vegetables. I'd prefer to eat fruit or make a fruit smoothie to kickstart my metabolism. Similarly, if I'm eating dinner and I want a filling meal to start preparing for bed, I'll have a meal that is more vegetable dense. And lastly, if I want something to heal my body and increase my overall health, I'll lean towards herbs. Start eating the correct food for its intended purpose and watch yourself reap the benefits. For more daily tips, stop eating fruits and vegetables together. Different types of food are meant for different things, and mixing them might not be a good idea. For example, fruits are meant for energy, vegetables are for grounding, and herbs are for healing. You have to know what benefit you want from your food, and you should eat accordingly. I'll give you an example. If I am up in the morning and I want some energy, I'm not going to eat vegetables. I'd prefer to eat fruit or make a fruit smoothie to kickstart my metabolism. Similarly, if I'm eating dinner and I want a filling meal to start preparing for bed, I'll have a meal that is more vegetable dense. And lastly, if I want something to heal my body and increase my overall health, I'll lean towards herbs. Start eating the correct food for its intended purpose and watch yourself reap the benefits.
So you just hear about three things, because I usually this vegetable for breakfast. Man say nothing of a go suck, vegetable no give you energy. Start off with fruits. Vegetable is when you got your bed.
Well, really and
So
truly, Rasta, right? That me
yeah,
normally start off with a little bit of fruits, and
yeah.
then if I'm eating, which I'm not doing now because I'm on this cleanse thing, I probably have my porridge or some blueberry spelt pancakes or something after my fruits. I normally have something to start off my morning.
No, how me start off my morning is with a hot cup of tea. Me want burn off all of the mucus. Me want burn off everything off of the lungs them. So you see, I'm gonna learn this from my grandmother too. My grandmother, you say if the water not boil, you can't guarantee. And I usually say to her, Granny, why the water, you have to make the water boil? Just a two things. Bacteria can't stay in a boiling water. And secondly, that hot liquid that you're putting into your body is actually waking up your lungs. Because there's a lot of things happening at night, man. Mucus or something will kill all of us. And if you allow mucus, it will just fester. But the hot water, it do a natural cleansing. Hot water is, as you hear the man say, overall eating, overall healing comes through the herbs. So whether you put some fever grass in there, lemongrass, you put some cerci, whatever the herb is, and you put it in a hot water, it'll go straight inside your body go deal with it. Crystal, you were gonna say something?
No,
Yeah,
you basically said it on lemon water, hot
yes.
water first thing in the morning to detoxify your digestive system and get rid of the mucus, stuff like that.
Mhm.
You said it.
My grandmother, so once she belch, the day start. Yeah. I
Bust,
said, Granny, you're terribly. But that was her.
bust.
Go ahead. Where's her brother William?
Man say she bust some gas in the morning. Say she bust
Yes,
some
man.
gas in the morning.
And no matter how me get up and feel lousy, as soon as me start sip on my bush tea, me eye them open up. After my bush tea, come my Bob Marley and the wheelers of the day start. Yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Me not stop for the rest of the day. Me just go through. Can me alleviate all of the stress out of my mind. And everything when I have doubt, me take it out. So I think that is a good formula. Your herbs as far as your tea in the morning. Then you go down to your fruits. And then you crush it off with your vegetable. That means that your whole metabolism is engine a run right. Yeah, engine a run right. I usually have a tendency to pick it up and just throw all a glass of cold water in my body. And I say, hold on, man. Mm-mm,
Room,
that is
room temp.
destructive.
Yeah, room temp.
Rasta, like how you said
Yeah,
that about the cold thing. Since
yes,
me I
sir.
do this cleanse thing, where I keep giving out my fun
Yes, sir.
because me I do the greens with the
Mm-hmm.
cayenne thing. Me not used to the cold thing, So me have to make sure say the tea with the coconut oil and all of that ready up. So when me I drink the greens, me I drink the tea at the same time. Like not chase it, cause me can't deal with the cold, brother. Me prefer the
No.
heat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But they upon some beets and ginger, beetroot and ginger and honey and lime. Cause me have to clean out my colon and clean out the mucus and thing. And beetroot are one thing that were powerful. Beetroot powerful. When you drink beetroot, everything will come out of your body turn red. Everything will come out of your temple turn red. Beetroot are one terrible, terrible piece of thing, my lord. It get into the core of your marrow. So that's what I'm on right now. And then after that now, we want to go up on our bitters. Cause don't know you have to purge out yourself. You have some long worm in our sweat. Them just stay there, tapeworm. Stay in us. And if you don't remember in time, I look at you, I tell my mother, so we used to have to drink mojo herb. You don't know how much I want to know that the legacy that mojo herb I want serious piece
That
of
the
thing.
bitter thing there.
I start the morning time we have to take it off it and don't kill me throw it up. Mama say,
I'll
yeah?
run, run and hide.
Yeah man. Yeah man. Start the
Back,
morning when mojo herb I serve, man. Pick the go go bush go hide. Cause
back
it's
to
a thing yeah, drink it and it'll come back out of your mouth and it just a post back out of your mouth.
back September,
Yeah,
man.
every 6 months.
Come on.
Mojo herb feel man. Mojo, you know. And I mean I tell mum say I give me like a sunny chair say nobody no give Mojo herb, Mr. Mum. And I have to catch myself, my brothers and sisters, because I know the old time tradition is really, really, really important, but I have to upgrade myself at times and catch myself say yeah, some of the things that we usually do was really, really drastic and it was very, very, very serious, but I have to remember that things have changed. And Not everything that I did in my young days.
You know that herb, yeah?
The mojo herb that man. Mojo. Where you get
Yep,
that? Where you get that?
yep.
Where you get that?
In Jamaica.
A
In a set of
lie.
package, and you didn't bring that from, man.
Yeah, me bring it from, man. Yeah, me
Sure.
bring it from.
Go get something to drink. You ready
Herb
to
and a
eat
play,
something?
man.
Come.
Herb. Serious.
Yo, and you hear about that thing named the is a duck herb or duck flower or something like that. Means the
Duck
wickedest thing right you
flowers.
could ever get.
Duck flowers, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I've
man,
read
them says
so
like
much
it's like
herbs.
8 days
Right.
of clean in 8 minutes.
It may
Drew up
have to
this.
play
Too hard or something.
my chief. You see when
Yeah,
Daniel
man.
eat all them thing there, them know say the
Yeah.
consequences. They eat up the sweets, we know you're gonna get a short.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. When me a look at you, my mother usually make we use the chimney to look for food. Hey, our old people are really loving people, man. I have to search and say, yeah, you have worm. And we remember say we usually have all of the natural thing eating, guinea, mango, all of them sitting there. When we go to St. Mary, a acres pan top of acres a land me a run through. So me have 20 different blocky, 40 different stringy, 3 different drooly mango, East Indian. Not to mention me have we are only one a country of sitting in Green Gauge. One mango, me tell you, so it tastes like beef and East Indian in a one. Yeah, Green Gauge. Yeah,
I mean, I
man.
love to taste that. I love my East Indian.
Boy, I mean, I tell you, you see through the Green Gauge mango skin thick, worm not enter it quickly, my lad. So you can name them the mango there at 12 o'clock at night without cooking and no like
Whoa, whoa.
you don't have to eat.
The yellow skin blackie.
Me
What
lad,
come with little black spot them? You eat everything apart from the seed.
boy, I tell you, that is joy when we are exploring it. But that's how
Well,
we
I
get
had
it
some
going.
mango this morning.
And
Yeah.
everything have parasites and worms and it cause diseases anyway, so you need to flush your system of it.
Yeah, that's why we had to take the mojo herb because that was taking out everything. Me I tell you, so when you take that, sit there and start when your body starts squeeze out things, you have to ask God, Master God, why they ring out stuff.
The toilet a ball.
Then I tell you what, yo, you can't leave your yard because if you ever go leave your yard and that gets you a road and
I tell you something. My son go give him some mojo herb 2 weeks ago.
yeah,
The man in our bed, the little 4-year-old, you know, in our
yeah,
bed Saturday, Sunday, he go
yes,
school
sir.
Monday, Tuesday, I have to come home,
Yes,
and
sir.
him sleep, and his body rejuvenate. I'm tell you, he
Yeah,
come
yeah.
like a mosquito, and he wash it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you lose
yeah, man, you get well purged, man. You get purged properly, you see me? So that's how we have to look
Brother
about.
Tyrone is making. I didn't hear you.
What you not say a while ago, Brother Kareem?
I was saying to Brother Tyrone, I wasn't hearing him. He was breaking up because I think he was saying something about the mother.
All right. All right. I didn't hear him. My multitask right there. It's 11:33, and today is our last meeting until 2 weeks time. But I will be available where you can reach me, so we get a little time to catch ourselves. You know that every evening we've been going at this, and I must say thanks for each and everyone who come on through this 2 week that we're gonna take. We can use it as catch up where before we go into activating our trust, because that's the last part I think we have leave out now as far as activating these trust and LLC. That's what we want to use this 2 week to actually see how best we get some things done. All right. So I want to say thanks to each and every one. And my number is still available. I'm just gonna take a 2 week break so we can reassess and not just full up with other knowledge. So we can just pack it up and not get to unload. So even the 2 week may not be long enough, but we get a chance to unload and come again where we can find more solution. I don't want to just do this because we can, because this is a sacrifice we're making. Go ahead, brother J.
Taylor, go on with things.
The boy
Question.
Taylor beyond full.
Work. We have to
Go
wait
ahead,
for them.
go ahead.
Just a wait for everybody to come ready. I'm gonna look on the
How much things that you have lined up?
affidavit. Let me tell you what I have. I have our contribution. I have affidavit at the age of majority.
Mm-hmm.
I have the requirements and records. Private also will be private auto that paper. I have so for the Moors, I have the Moorish Empire paperwork to file also. I have the A rate 194. The United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People.
Mm-hmm.
We have the American Declaration of Rights of Indigenous. I have
Tomorrow, or I would advise for tomorrow when Nana is gonna be our last presentation. So I would advise when Nana comes tomorrow as the final part of it, a document run. I will ask her to give us a full presentation as to all the documents like what you have done a while ago so we can mark with it because you're moving ahead, I'm moving ahead, but some of us are just trying to get the necessary. So tomorrow you make a note as to how much of the document you have, and then we as a group now can match and see where we need to put in some more notification. But tomorrow 2 o'clock I'm going to ask Nana to do that for us, and we can bring it up when she's there also. Agree?
no problem.
All right. All right, I have one last
I have some more.
presentation. Go ahead, go ahead. A nine of them know we're supposed to have still.
All right. Kakim
Yeah.
supposed to have some more when the set them are gonna send over. I'm gonna look on them on the also.
Okay. Okay.
And
This
Rasta,
yes, my lord.
please remember to put the thing to distinguish like how many different affidavits and what type of affidavits we are sending where in the classroom. So when I
Everything.
contact this lady tomorrow, I could actually send her that
All
information so
right.
she could get
All right.
everything.
That's tomorrow class is going to be certified by Nana, so we can actually see. But it was in the class already. I reposted the list as to the agencies that need to be notified. So I think once we have the agency,
I know about the agency. I'm just saying like how much
the
age of
kind of
majority go to which agency.
okay. Tomorrow, make a note
You
of that.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, to differentiate how much we're going to actually write for whichever different agency, we need to know.
Yes. Um, Brother Williams, maybe you can. I'll have to call you to get some insight from you as to the wording as to how you put that together. So, as what Brother Kareem is saying, we can differentiate where this one goes and who it is addressed to.
We are having the same issue when it comes to the request from Brother occurring, because it's the same issue that I'm running into, to see who to get what and how to word it for them.
Okay, I think if we sit down and ask the relevant question, it can be addressed properly.
All
All
right.
right.
Because remember that's basically what my issue has been for the last 2 weeks. Because my affidavit's been done. I just needed to know where and whom, how much people I'm sending whatever affidavits to, and that was the last thing I was waiting on, so I could get it done. And then couldn't the person that I have, I realized the person wasn't reliable. So now that I have somebody tomorrow, I'll link them and give them whatever information and pay them to get it done as soon as possible.
All right. Someone is trying to get into our classroom, but we're almost through. I think it may be Nana Chanel who may be trying to get in, but she's on YouTube. All right, there's a lot of colloquial terms that are used, and we just use them and don't know where they come from. I want to show you between the Irish and the British, when some of these terms were used, it was meant from them, like dot cheat, dot cheap, or dot poor. You will know where that come from. There are several other slogans that are out there. You know where shitlins come from, or chitlins. Chitlins are chicken back, ox tail, the cow tail, the pig foot, the goat foot, the head. These were called shitlins because they didn't usually eat them one time. These were things that was thrown away with the gut. Remember,
Exactly.
say, we make tripe look good, curry tripe. Mm, I can tell you.
We make the head look good, the tail look good, the stripe
Are
look
we make,
good,
are we make them start them
everything
back
with them dash
upscale?
right.
Yeah, they usually dash your steel and now they want to pay 30 odd dollars a pound. Hey, we turn anything into gold. But these are some of the slogans that I want to leave you with that came from the Caucasoid Mountains, from the Ashkenazis.
History 101. They used to use urine to tan animal skins, so families used to all pee in a pot, and then once a day it was taken and sold to the tannery. If you had to do this to survive, you were piss poor. But worse than that were the really poor folk who couldn't even afford to buy a pot. They didn't have a pot to piss in and were the lowest of the low. The next time you are washing your hands and complain because the water temperature isn't just how you like it, think about how things used to be. Here are some facts about the 1500s. Most people got married in June because they took their yearly bath in May, and they still smelled pretty good by June. Since they were starting to smell, however, brides carried a bouquet of flowers to hide the body odor. Hence the custom today of carrying a bouquet when getting married.
It's not playing back
Baths
properly.
consisted of a big tub filled with hot water. The man of the house had the privilege of nice clean water.
What was that? Huh?
It's not playing back properly, is it?
You're not hearing it?
No.
Yeah, man.
Keep cutting
Anybody
in and
else
out.
talk? It's coming in and out?
It was
And
a
it's
little
kind
on
of
the
low.
low side. It was a little on the low side. The
Yeah,
volume probably
low.
could go up a little bit.
Uh, hold on, brothers and sisters. Let me see if I can formulate it.
History 101. They used to use urine to tan animal skins, so families used to all pee in a pot, and then once a day it was taken and sold to the tannery. If you had to do this to survive, you were piss poor. But worse than that were the really poor folk who couldn't even afford to buy a pot. They didn't have a pot to piss in and were the lowest of the low. The next time you are washing your hands and complain because the water temperature isn't just how you like it, think about how things used to be. Here are some facts about the 1500s. Most people got married in June because they took their yearly bath in May, and they still smelled pretty good by June. Since they were starting to smell, however, brides carried a bouquet of flowers to hide the body odor. Hence the custom today of carrying a bouquet when getting married. Baths consisted of a big tub filled with hot water. The man of the house had the privilege of the nice clean water, then all the other sons and men, then the women, and finally the children. Last of all, the babies. By then, the water was so dirty, you could actually lose someone in it. Hence the saying, don't throw the baby out with the bath water. Houses had thatched roofs, thick straw piled high, with no wood underneath. It was the only place for animals to get warm, so all the cats and other small animals, mice, bugs, lived in the roof. When it rained, it became slippery, and sometimes the animals would slip and fall off the roof, resulting in the idiom, it's raining cats and dogs. There was nothing to stop things from falling into the house. This posed a real problem in the bedroom, where bugs and other droppings could mess up your nice clean bed. Therefore, a bed with big posts and a sheet hung over the top afforded some protection. That's how canopy beds came into existence. The floor was dirt. Only the wealthy had something other than dirt, leading folks to coin the phrase, dirt poor. The wealthy had slate floors that would get slippery in the winter when wet, so they spread thresh, straw on floor to help keep their footing. As the winter wore on, they added more thresh until, when you opened the door, it would all start slipping outside. A piece of wood was placed in the entranceway, subsequently creating a threshold. In those old days, they cooked in the kitchen with a big kettle that always hung over the fire. Every day, they lit the fire and added things to the pot. They ate mostly vegetables and did not get much meat. They would eat the stew for dinner, leaving leftovers in the pot to get cold overnight, and then start over the next day. Sometimes stew had food in it that had been there for quite a while, and thus the rhyme, peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot 9 days old. Sometimes they could obtain pork, which made them feel quite special. When visitors came over, they would hang up their bacon to show off. It was a sign of wealth that a man could bring home the bacon. They would cut off a little to share with guests and would all sit around and chew the fat. Those with money had plates made of pewter. Food with high acid content caused some of the lead to leach onto the food, causing lead poisoning death. This happened most often with tomatoes, so for the next 400 years or so, tomatoes were considered poisonous. Bread was divided according to status. Workers got the burnt bottom of the loaf, the family got the middle, and guests got the top, or the upper crust. Lead cups were used to drink ale or whiskey. The combination would sometimes knock the imbibers out for a couple of days. Someone walking along the road would take them for dead and prepare them for burial. They were laid out on the kitchen table for a couple of days, and the family would gather around and eat and drink and wait and see if they would wake up, creating the custom of holding a wake. England is old and small, and the local folks started running out of places to bury people. So they would dig up coffins and would take the bones to a bone house and reuse the grave. When reopening these coffins, 1 out of 25 coffins were found to have scratch marks on the inside, and they realized they had been burying people alive, so they would tie a string on the wrist of the corpse, lead it through the coffin and up through the ground and tie it to a bell. Someone would have to sit out in the graveyard all night, the graveyard shift, to listen for the bell. Thus, someone could be saved by the bell or was considered a dead ringer. And that's
Saved by the bell.
Wow, I found that
Yeah,
interesting. If you could
Disturbing
drop
as
that,
well.
yes, if you could drop that in the chat too, please, because I'd like to
yes.
hear more. That's
Now,
interesting.
Ray,
what
go and watch
what
it over again and listen.
what captured me is the wake part because that have a lot of substance to it. Because I remember we usually see them up because as I said, my grandfather was inside the living room and they call it a wake. And I was why they call it a wake. But as he said a while ago, the phenomenon with that is that people usually go in a coma and then they would get buried. That's why I'm say 3 out of the 25 people who bury, them always find scratch mark on the coffin when them open it. So that simplified that people was being buried alive. Deep, 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 deep. But it's about some of the premonition that we hear peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot for 9 days old. And you think it was a nursery rhyme, don't?
I think all of that, they are telling their history to their children in
Yes,
riddles. And we don't
yes,
know that that's the history they're sharing their history with their children.
yes.
And I guess in turn, some way, somehow we were taught it.
Yeah, but
You're
even the
right
one that said,
about that because what we know they used to rip their clothes off their skin.
yeah. What era? There's a brown
Hence the
girl in the
once
rain.
a year bath.
La 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 la.
You know
Disturbing.
what? The
Girl.
first time I heard that crap, I was shocked beyond belief because I was taking a trip to Germany,
Yeah.
um, and this was in the early 1990s. Um, I was taking a trip to Germany, and you know that long flight. And that is one of the things that they mention. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, that's so disgusting. And I think they said some so called queen was revered as the cleanest woman or woman uh, in the country because she took a bath, I think, a little bit more often than the
You
once a
don't-
year.
but didn't you hear they say that people bathe in May, get married in June? And the reason why this bouquet, where you see a lot of people are dead, but to throw bouquet up, all like you said,
And that's
Same
why they
reason
came
how
up with the
them
perfume too, because it
perfume,
makes you
right?
think.
yeah.
And even heels. High heels were originally made for men. And do they used to have these windows that they used to let go their waist in, so the streets was filled with waist, so they used to wear high heels that they don't step into the stuff. A
True
lot
it.
of people don't know that.
And that's the reason why they come up with a sanitation system because they start getting sick and die.
Yep.
Yo, yo, you people, you
The
see what
bubonic plague or whatever kind of plague they was experiencing, nasty set of people them, and them
so
still nasty, because lots of them right now, if you go in public bathroom and watch them, 9 times out of 10 them come out and no wash them hand.
yes, 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 yes.
I
Me
would
there
Thank
in
God.
the bathroom today at work, but uh, unfortunately I was at MMC, which is a hospital. My mom does hospital in that Brooklyn down at 94th. Me and my
Yes.
co-worker go in there for a wash our hand. My co-worker say, Karim, look there. You know what we say? Somebody spit up blood in the thing and just left it gone.
Yeah, man. Natural, natural, natural.
I would
Thank God for COVID, because
would have
COVID
said with the plan.
actually COVID saved a lot of life, because people started to wash their hands. People started to wash
People still
their
not
hands.
You mean the
saying that
nasty people them start washing hand?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
the search
We what we take for granted, them people and see it as an order. You have to give them an order for them complete it.
tell us something, man. Me stop shaking. Me stop shaking. But the
I love
servicing for Costco, right? I mean
yeah.
the all of the renovation and them stuff the feed. Some of the servicing for them also. So
Hmm.
more while we not them will close off section have certain section open. Me in the bathroom and me say man come in there come piss. Me say man come in there come do pass the sink and just back out. I don't want nobody shake my hand out the road. Copy shit and piss upon it. I want nobody touch me.
Art of love, art of love. I've been practicing art
Yeah,
of love.
that's why we knock fist like crazy, brother. Knock
No,
fist.
no, hey,
Good,
art of love. Art of love. My hand over my heart. Art of love. One love.
exactly. I don't want the
One
man
love.
shake me.
That's a greeting. Ah, Crystal. Heart of love. Heart of love. And when the marks, you don't shake and I say heart of love, I give you a spiritual greeting. It's an
Exactly.
incept. You have a feel the love there, because heart of love. Or if you insist, me give you the elbow. Yeah, but me not like energy. When you touch people, you get
Yep.
energy and frequency.
That's what I was
Remember?
going to say. So it's not
Yes.
ever anybody you want touch you or you touch them, yeah?
Nah, 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 nah. People, if you notice, when you interact Like when you put your positive energy, if somebody have a nasty energy, and you get up and go put your energy, you go attract some other energy. They may prove it over and over again, even verbally. If me get up in the morning and you come at me with some nasty thing verbally, it affect me.
Real talk, man. Some of them drain your energy, brother.
Yes, it
Man,
affect. It
I
affect me.
remember a few weeks ago, right? I had
Yes.
a phone with someone, and it so happened that I end up they had some fun on them same way, right? And it was I did that in the evening. So
Mm-hmm.
what they tell me say when I come home because me normally shake with my right hand, you know. So
Yes.
but me not touch nobody in the house when I come home. I just go right, grab the white rum and throw it because the energy that we have them, me not want that no my place. Feel people energy like that, man. You can feel it. And the
Yeah,
ancestors
man.
them just have to
Me
listen.
have a, I had a wife that I could not in the morning. Her energy was too devastating. You have some people where they are not morning people. And when them wake up with a grouchiness. And I couldn't bear that grouchiness. I was like, why you have to be so grouchy? You get up and you just cuss out the whole day. And I was like, wow, my spirit was cross. And I couldn't see nothing more than that angry individual. So I had to take myself out there because when I wake in the morning, I spend at least 5 to 10 minutes or even more if I can to stay solitary, to regroup all of the vision when we get and revise everything that my spiritual travel was to go back in a physical form because I'm coming out of a spiritual journey back into my physical journey. And if my physical journey is interrupt, it not my spirit not go back in it. Worse if my spirit go get a sweet vision. Jesus and peace. When my spirit get a sweet vision and come back in my body for the whole day, me a glow. A summer stay. Worse if I see sight beyond sight and it excite me. Yes. You know? But for me to go back in my spirit, in my flesh, and then you make a mockery of it, it not go work. Brothers and sisters,
Talking
it's
about
may I come up. I'm going to sign out, but if you want to stay on to talk, I will do that. But me have to sign up because our time is over. So I'm signing up on YouTube. Love by God. Tomorrow give me a call and
Quick,
we can
oh, quick question. Sorry.
go ahead.
A couple nights ago, you had mentioned that you was gonna have somebody speak about the traveling, visa, yellow card or yellow fever shot business. You had mentioned that you would have somebody
Oh,
speak
no,
on that
tomorrow. Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
the time after 10 tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to do the radio station. Give me a call about 10 o'clock tomorrow. If I don't call you, you call me, and then I'll do the three-way, and I'll let him tell you point blank what he did to go in. He left from London. That's where
Mm-hmm.
he came,
Oh, okay.
man.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. Sister Angela,
Yeah,
we're run out, you know.
yeah, yeah. Just reached back from the office.
Yes.
Just reached home. Pick up two documents to the drop off two, and I saw the thing set for me. You know,
I'm going.
have,
All
have,
right.
have a few, a day and a half leave here to pack my
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and
Tomorrow we have
things.
2
So that
o'clock
2 weeks.
with,
All right.
and then we go in break for
Okay.
the 2 week, and then we come back. Okay.
It was a
Yeah, me try
pleasure,
and catch up.
everybody.
Always a pleasure. We look
Yeah,
forward to higher heights. Tomorrow is the grand finale, but tonight is our last Friday
yeah,
night for the stillness. But it is such a joy to be walking on this journey. And as we walk on the journey, we're picking up one and two little trinkets and things that we
mm,
can use in the near coming. I think we are more than equipped now. It's just that now we have everything we need to put the action in now. Okay?
yeah. Definitely, definitely,
We
definitely.
shall have
We shall have. We shall have.
Shall we?
reaching away.
We
We
shall
shall
be.
have
We
been.
shall
We
be.
shall be.